Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? This is a film session on Quincy Roche. I wanted to take a look at him. I highlighted him, I think 2 weeks ago when I was kind of highlighting the defensive line. Just one play in there for him. He's been playing the run very well. And today he actually kind of flashed, or not today, but this past Sunday, he actually flashed a couple of times in the pass rush game. He did a couple of times last week too. So I wanted to just highlight him, give him his credit, his flowers, whatever you want to call it, and just show you all how far along he is at this point in his career. He was a guy that went in the 6th round. I thought he should have gone in the 3rd round, probably latest the 4th round. Was a really good pass rusher in college. Lined up across Rousseau is, I think, 1 year, and then the next year he lines up across from Jalen Phillips. So he's used to playing across from dominant pass rushers. But let's look at Roche. So to start it off, Quincy Roche is right here on the edge, and let's just watch him come off the ball. He's an explosive pass rusher. He's not the most explosive pass rusher, but he's a guy who can get that jump off the edge, and he's working against Colton Miller, who's a really good left tackle. I don't know if he's one of your top 5, top 3 or 4 elite guys, but he's a good left tackle, and you're just going to see Roche start to attack him, try to get the edge, and he kind of stops short and tries to bull rush, and he's able to just kind of anchor him. Colton is able to anchor him, get his hands on him. His arm, as you see, Roche tries to use a long arm technique, but his arm isn't long enough to do that. The tackle gets hands inside first, and that rep is pretty much it. But he's trying with the bull rush, and you'll see a little bit how he builds off of that later on in the game. So I always love this, people. This is the name of the game. This is why we love football. This is why it's so, this is why we do film sessions. Because Roche, he got pretty much, the tackle got his hands inside that first time, and he got kind of stonewalled. But watch Roche this time. He's going to come off the football, 95 right here on the right of your screen, and watch Leo, as he's probably going to be making a ton of plays. And I'm not even going to be highlighting him, but watch what he does. But anyway, right here specifically, we're focusing on 95. Colton Miller is going to try to get that punch again, hands inside. And look at Roche. I'll play it in real time so you all can see how he gets rid of the hands. Just gets rid of the hands. That's exactly what you want. Does not let him get his hands inside. Swipes that and is able to kind of get the edge. This time, it doesn't really amount to anything because he's a little late. But it shows that he's starting to get it. He's starting to get it. He's starting to adapt with how this left tackle is playing him. So next, I want to show you a couple of run plays. I do have that play, the last play of the game, queued up, so that's coming. But first, I want to show you a couple of run plays. Roche is lined up on the left side of your screen, right over top of 74, right to the left of Leonard Williams. He's lined up there. So we're going to watch him. A lot of times he was standing up. I'm not sure if I like him in a 2-point stance or a 3-point stance. From what I've seen, he gets a ton of pressure either way. But he looks really comfortable with his hands in the dirt. He looks like he also put on some weight since he got into the NFL, but that could be the 95 as an illusion because he wore a single-digit number in college. But you'll watch him come off the ball here, and he does not take the bait. And it just seems like these colleges are just breeding just supremely disciplined defensive ends. I just see all of these defensive ends, they play the run so well from a technique standpoint, and they never take the bait. They never just crash down like a ton of guys do. So they leave him, and instead of trying to collapse and get the running back and leaving that cutback, Roche collapses, and that makes it so the running back cannot go back that way. And he just did his job. It's nothing special, but he did his job right here, and he made it difficult for the running back. He makes it so if there's penetration down the middle of the offensive line, there's nowhere to cut back for the running back. So right here, Roche is lined up in the same spot, and you're going to see just how important it is to make sure that you really crash down hard the way that he did before. Because if he doesn't, this can happen. He kind of hesitates here, kind of half steps, and he allows himself to get blocked, allows himself to get pushed to the outside, and that's the running lane right there. That's the running lane for Josh Jacobs to go down. Uh, that's on him. He's got to make sure that he can hold his ground against that fullback, and he's not able to. Gets washed outside, and that's a run because of him. So here's Roche on this particular play. I love that he does this. He's again, he's probably one of our best two defensive ends or edge players against the run, and you're just going to see it here. A couple of times where they catch him out of position, like last play, that's very few and far between. Here, you're just going to see him play the run very well, doing his job at a high level. You're going to see again, they leave him unblocked. You got the guard pulling to be, to go in and engage Quincy Roche and open up something. But watch Roche. Does not let him get the edge. Does not let him get the edge. And that's all you can ask for. This doesn't go on the stat sheet. I don't know if he ended up getting in on his tackle. He doesn't. But yeah, this doesn't go on the stat sheet. But this is just a really great play. Because if he gets blocked, Josh Jacobs is one-on-one with James Bradbury. And from what we saw this past Sunday, our cornerbacks and DBs were not tackling Josh Jacobs very well. So this is a really good play by Quincy Roche to force this back inside. And look at Dex right there to clean it up along with Leo. Beautiful play by Quincy Roche in the run game. All right, so we're going to cap it off with this last play. Everybody knows what's coming. Quincy Roche is lined up the most right person of your screen, all the way to the right. The person that's all the way to the right that has one hand on the dirt, that's Quincy Roche on the defensive line. He's just going to continue to build off of what he's done earlier on in the game. Like I showed you, he did a lot of power. He got rid of the hands that one time. This time, he's going to show him a completely different look. He's just going to come right off the ball. Right off the ball, get the edge. Get rid of the hands again. Except this time, he really turns that corner basically on a 90-degree angle, and then he just attacks the quarterback. And let's just play it from when he disengages from that tackle to when he gets to Derek Carr. Explosion. So this just shows how explosive the dude is, man. He's able to bend this corner, and it just makes you think. This is the same thing as we said with Aziz a couple of weeks ago. Once you see that you can win this way, it kind of gives a confidence booster in it. I think it makes you a better player. If he can just get the edge that way, it makes things a lot better. Because he got held, offensive lineman is on the ground, he got held, and he still makes the play, forces the fumble, and wins his team the game as a guy that got claimed off of waivers. So I'll give my quick 2 cents on this game by Roche. I think it was a decent all-around game. I think he showed more flashes than he's shown in the past. He had a quarterback hit as well on a stunt. Didn't really do much, but just, pretty much did exactly what he was supposed to do on that stunt, so I didn't highlight it. But Roche, really good in the run game, better than Carter. He hasn't been the same since he's been back from that injury, but since Carter isn't the same guy, he's probably our best run defending edge player. Him and Trent, I was going to call him Trent Cole. Trent Harris. Those two guys are really good against the run. Aziz is probably in second place there. And I think as long as he's as good as he is in the run game, he's going to continue to start. And he's only going to get better as he gets more and more reps as a pass rusher. I see him as being a rotational pass rusher long term. Hopefully, he stays the Giant long term. And we'll see how he continues to develop the rest of this season. Him across from Azeez Ojulari definitely gives you a lot of excitement. Hopefully we get to see Ellerson Smith pretty soon. But if he's going to keep making plays like this, the sky's the limit. You never know with these pass rushers. They develop so slow. Some of them develop faster than others. But hopefully he turns out being, one of the Giants' greats or one of those memorable Giants defensive ends or edge players that really makes an impact. So we'll see how he continues to develop. Of course, if he has another highlight game, I'll be right here to go back over it. But you guys let me know what you're thinking of Roche. What do you think his ceiling is? And what did you think of this past game? If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily. And during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.